this is what people refer to as being racist. How can you snap my food and tag it as sugar? And then he suddenly understood and stopped trying.
See, she's
so
nice.
Sometimes
I will do this to your face. Then you know that don't be messing with black people.
But
because
you can feel like they don't necessarily learn.
They will
just withdraw.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Are you already videoing? Girl, don't be doing that.
Relax, do you? Relax. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am with Vera.
Oh Lord.
And we actually have a video to record, and Vera decided to make breakfast. So she has put fish. You have tomato and fish. So you can see that. And the cooking content, I beg like this thing. I don't have time to do it. But she didn't tell me what she's cooking, so just let
I'm just making breakfast.
So you don't leave the leaves of
this is actually cleaned out before I put it in there.
So you throw that part away?
Yeah, and
Why?
I'm actually going to cut this part as well.
Why? This is the flavor.
No.
This is the spice. This was the onion. This was the spice.
I don't need the green stuff. Because of COVID, I stopped until like fresh vegetables in my fridge.
Because
like
COVID will be on top. Waiting for you to
No, I think COVID just made me more sensitive to how there are certain things like it makes sense. Even the Einkaufswagen, they don't like disinfect it. You understand? So now I put all my vegetables in this thing, then I come back home and I just put it in my fridge. All the jams. Ew. Like
I think the COVID awareness is too much, I think.
No, I mean, yes, sometimes you can become extra. My boyfriend thinks I'm extra.
You are extra. No, he doesn't think it. We all know that you have been extra. Plus COVID minus COVID, you have been extra. COVID just wasn't situation.
Why are you throwing me under the bus?
It's true, you're extra. Like, you're not really the person that is live your life, feel free, let's do it. Let's just
I
go.
do live
You're not
like
spontaneous.
How dare you?
Okay, at least in your kitchen, you're not so spontaneous.
In my kitchen is different.
In your house.
No, I'm spontaneous.
So if a baby is coming to visit Vera will clean the whole house because of the baby's coming.
Of course, babies crawl all over the place. You don't want them to crawl over jam.
Okay, let me show you another one. As I was coming, I came with my bag. You know how to spray the bag before I got inside the Vera's house.
Because
you before Vera.
You dragged it on the floor.
Vera almost sprayed me as I entered.
You dragged it on the floor.
But you know the floor outside is dry, like.
But people are nasty. People spit on the floor.
And it gets dried and the germs die.
No.
Your immunity is built when your immunity encounters germs.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be a big deal.
There are too many germs out here.
In Germany, sincerely, with the temperature and the weather conditions, germs don't even animals.
Look at the way I'm looking at you, like I forgot the camera was on.
It's not like in Nigeria now, if it rains, then it gets muddy and dirty. You yourself know that Nigeria has that way, but you're carrying your house. So looking at
all that sun burns all that away. Here, there's no sun. Look, it's literally April. It's snowing. How does that make sense?
No, is this corona that caused this? It cannot be normal. This knowing something is not a normal something.
Alright, that thing.
Should I sit straight away?
Yes. That place is shrunk. Like, why would you put shrunk vegetables?
Shrunk vegetables get dried and they become spices. It's all the same. I put hearing it after they say it's me that is judging her.
Throw it away. It's shrunk.
If guys don't know, this girl from Ghana. She did not born here. They did not born that here. She was born in Ghana.
But it still doesn't make any difference.
You just go.
Yeah, I know, right? And it tastes sweet, and the good thing is that you know how I like shenanigans, and it makes your food look colorful.
Somebody's opening their bum bum. Vera is the person that will make meals, you know, and put like colorful stuff, and arrange it on the table. I'm like, the time you arrange that food on the table, me I've chopped my food, I've got to see.
It increases your appetite.
Who needs my appetite to increase? I know here that I'm gaining weight.
It increases your appetite, makes you enjoy the meal, makes you, especially now that there's COVID, you don't get to go out, so you have a restaurant experience.
Funny enough, I'm not even a restaurant person, thank God. Like, I'd rather buy the food and go home.
It depends on the kind of restaurant you go to. Sometimes the ambience makes you want to eat there and enjoy.
Trust me, it's not me. I think what makes places interesting for me are the people or the person who I'm with.
Well, then there's this one.
That's the reason why I don't travel.
You need to go. I mean, who travels alone?
You do.
I don't travel.
You do.
Alone.
When you went to Amsterdam that time, were you not alone?
No, I met someone there who showed me around.
You met someone there, but when you were leaving,
that is different.
You were alone.
That is different. But I'll never go somewhere that I don't know someone and I'll be like the tourist, the weird tourist carrying their camera around. Like, I applaud people who do that, but I can't. It just makes me feel so weird.
Depressed.
Like, it's so depressing. I know.
Like, all by yourself, like you have nobody to gossip with and say, hey, look at that.
I know, right?
Do you mind the seats?
No, we don't need the seats. We don't get the sizes.
From Pepe again.
You know what the gap and the sizes. The seats I had. You know, when I was a kid in school, let me tell you this funny story. I had a teacher who told us that the reason why it's not healthy for us to, you know, African teachers, instead of them explaining this,
they don't know
the reasonable reason behind it.
They didn't know.
He just said that we don't eat the seeds because they will germinate in our stomach.
That's what their parents told them, and they couldn't help but pass on it.
He said they'll germinate in our stomach and grow big trunks and trees and we will die, basically. That was like in primary school.
Wow, and the child will believe.
And I remember, of course, I still remember, and I'm like, old.
The child won't forget that.
Like, you don't forget stuff like that because those are the years that like.
And you will grow up foolish. You see why some children are smarter than the other ones. It's true. That's why some children seem to be smarter than other kids.
But sometimes
one grew up being told the truth. The other one grew up being told fairy tales.
Yeah, but once you grow up, it's up to you to change the things that you were programmed with.
Now that will take you extra energy compared to the person who already knew. For instance, I was listening to somebody and the child just come and met me like, oh, look at your dress, I like it. What is it made of? And see me in Nigerian mentality, I almost said it's made of clothes. Like just to give me the child. The mother just told me, tell her what it's really made of. I'm like, okay, it's made of wool. She said, okay. No, that's why we grew up smarter.
It's true.
But when I grew up, they would have told me it's made of it's clothes, or they would have just said something to dismiss my question.
It made us also think different. So we are not like racehorse mentality. We don't just know one thing and go like this. You know?
Anyhow, now another wonderful oh god, this one famous. So there's this doctor. I used to work with him for a bit. Wait now, so because of where I work, I'm coming out.
Drama.
I'm coming. So we used to work together, and throughout the time, he's a cute guy, cute white guy.
Is he red-headed or brown?
It's just basic brown. The hair is a bit golden brown, nothing serious.
Basic. Then he's not cute.
No, he's
sorry.
This guy is cute. He's cute, and he's like small.
If you say basic German, then it's not cute.
I don't know. You know, you've been here long. How long have you been German again?
Over 9 years.
Jesus, no, she's a dama. Anyway, compared to me, that's just 3 years. But yeah, So, and one thing about me is when I meet cute people, I smile a lot more to cute people.
Who does
that?
Who does?
And I'm not ashamed of it. Anyway, this guy. So now he had left the world, left us where we were working, moved to a different place. Then I returned to Germany with Vera, and this guy saw me. And the moment he saw me, like, he was like, hey,
he touched your hair.
He didn't touch me.
I almost went.
I worked with him for months, and he hardly even said, like, hello, be like, oh, hello. Then I changed my hair, and this guy saw me and came to me and was like, hello, you look so nice. Since when did you change your hair? For half of the discussion, we were going to of my mind was, since when did we have this kind of rapport? Is this okay? Am I the right person? Do you know who you're talking to? Are you talking? Are we okay?
Different now.
No, auntie, I've removed the wig. The guy started ignoring me again.
Oh wait, it's not like that thing where people have an issue with black hair, right?
I hope it is not. I hope it's not.
Because I feel like
you see how your mind is so shaped that you think that because my hair is now straighter, I should be a better person you should relate to. I should be smarter because my hair is straighter.
You should
sincerely, I felt that way.
Yeah, I mean, but my experience is that most Germans are very intrigued by the texture of black hair.
I come to work like this, and they look at me. They look at me with the eye of admiration of, oh, what a curly hair.
Do they touch your hair?
Yeah, they do, but I really don't stress about it anymore.
Esther.
No, I don't stress my. The ones that I tell you to disinfect your house.
No, you can't disinfect.
No, I touch your. No, this is me. You touch my hair, I touch your hair back.
No, I don't know where your hands have been. That's my issue.
You know where my hands have been. So we touch each other. So if you don't like to touch your hair, you don't touch my own. And we are good.
Gross.
I'm coming. So now you look at me with my curly hairs. Oh, what a curly African beautiful girl. And then you see me with a straight hair. You don't look at me like that. Instead, you look at me with a more valuable eye, and as if I am more relatable now.
I get what you mean.
So my curly hair pushes you away from me, and when I change my hair to a wig, we are suddenly pals.
It's like when I have my short hair, some tell me it's nice. They always say it's nice, but then immediately I change my hairstyle, then I get the comments like, this one looks better on you. I'm like, in my head, because you know sometimes I choose not to be violent.
So she chooses. She's not very violent, but she chooses.
I am not violent. You just get the energy you give out. But it's like, in that moment, like maybe that day, I feel like very close in my spirit to God, and I'm like trying to be on a better path, and then somebody comes at me sideways and I go like, breathe, you're a Christian, you have to win souls for God. You don't have to attack them, because you know when you give them the same energy, they always feel extremely attacked. And that's also a thing, like when a black person gives you the energy you're giving them, then you tag them as violent and God knows what else.
That's why I wouldn't really advise that you give them the same energy.
Sometimes
for
they
instance,
deserve it.
so I came with this snack to work, and the snack looked like it was like peanut butter, just peanut butter in balls. It's called dankwa.
We have that in Ghana. It's called it's called Joe. I have that. Wait, this. Hold on, I have it. Wait, or is it this?
It looks. Alright.
I know
it's also in German. I also saw the video in
Joe. It's called Joe in Ghana, or Adakwa in Adakwa. It's called Adakwa in Nigeria.
It's called Donkwa but it's called Adakwa. The video I saw of it on YouTube was called Adakwa. It was a Ghanaian lady.
Yeah, Adakwa or Joe in my native language. Joe sounds better.
Well, my consignment. I carried this thing to work, so I was giving people like, this is what I came from Nigeria with. I'm gonna try it. It's sweet and sharp at the same time. Yeah. Just be careful. So this guy comes to work. Now this guy, he's a friendly guy. He plays too much, but he has not learned the difference between play and being racist and comment as a racist. So he thinks he's playing with you, then he say really nasty stuff.
He thinks or he knows?
No, I don't think he knows, because this is what I did. So I was eating, I left it on the table. He came and said, that this thing looks like Stugang, like poo, which is peanut butter looks like.
He knows that he's being stupid.
I'm coming now.
That's why you get the energy you get for
saying calm down. Calm down. So I told him no, that is peanut butter, and I was trying to be polite. He went on and on that in short he has to make a picture of it and post it up and post it in our group with are mostly Germans and say, what kind of food is this that he does not know what it's looking like? Like, put in such a way for people to
like kakatu.
I'm coming. For them to, he was going to post in such a way for them to look at it and judge it, and he knew that they would also think the same way he thought. So each time I wanted to do it, I would take the snack away, and he kept on doing that. He wanted to snap it, I would take it away. at some point I'm like, I think you're not getting it. If you do that, this is what people refer to as being racist. How can you snap my food and tag it at Stoker, and then you suddenly understood and stopped trying?
See, she's
so
nice.
Sometimes
I will do this to your face. Then you know that don't be messing with black people.
But
because
if you do that, they don't necessarily learn.
They will
just
learn.
withdraw.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
I can't do that anymore. Our husband, Charles. You are quiet now. I was wondering why you. You see when they thought like quiet, find out what they're doing.
Why is the camera rolling?
Your scruffy face is going to be
It's
on social media.
fine. I don't know why you're so. It's not scruffy. He looks cute.
Oh.
Plus his scruffiness. I told you I always
Hi,
appreciate cute.
the cute
You see,
one.
they've told him that he's cute.
Jesus. And you are working with people who don't share your faith. And we easily get to a place where we start trying to tell them what they should believe and how they should believe, and it messes up our opportunity. There's a reason why God puts you there. Be you. Let God do the rest. Instead of you now, you're working with a Muslim and a Hindu or somebody who says I'm an atheist or whatever, and now you start telling them that the word of God says you are at work.
How do you now introduce God to them? How do you preach?
By the way you live.
It's not. You know, it's not just.
It's not easy. I know that.
It's not just by the way you live.
I know, but then at the end of the day, your actions will draw people closer to you.
When they come closer to you, what do you tell them?
Then you tell them that, for example, someone offends you, and in your true nature, you will spaz out at the person. And sometimes, even though you sometimes show your true nature, you don't act like a Christian, you spaz out at the person. And maybe that thing that happened is totally unforgivable. But you find a place in your heart after everything to let it go, you move on, you still help the person or whatever, and everybody around you goes like, how can you do that after everything you went through? And you told them that it's not my strength, because in my original strength, like, I don't care. But I know that the Holy Spirit keeps on convicting. Yeah.
You end up going to the Word of God.
Of course you have to go to
to
the Word of God, but it's like you don't just go into a place,
You don't
God
bash
put it
them.
there and God put you there, and then you start telling, yo, so this is how we are going to run the show. All of you must be baptized with the Holy Spirit.
If I was a starting light on, if I was a leader in the place, I'm sorry, we're going to have many prayers.
You have to integrate them into it, because I remember one time when I started working in this home, right? And it was my birthday, so I brought a cake, we sat down to eat breakfast together, and I asked that we pray together. They respected me because it was my birthday and I wished for it. We prayed. But one person clearly said, is that what you're doing now? Before
That's not my problem. You see, you can't please everybody.
Yes, but then, you know how that it felt. It's like there was a protest and everybody's like, if she wants to protest, just pray and get this over with. You know, like even at work sometimes, I have colleagues who they tell me stuff, and to me it's like, there's not much I can do. I just tell them, I'll pray for you. I'll pray with you. Don't worry, I remember your prayers. I'll write to them and tell them that I'm praying for you. Check on them. I'm praying for you, and I genuinely will pray for you. I'll not spend 1 hour praying for you. But I will say a prayer, and I know even if it's just 30 seconds or 1 minute prayer, God has heard me. And that is important to me. How that manifests at the end of the day, people get to see that part of you. I used to be like that when I was training as a nurse. To the point where my lecturer literally asked me to pray in a course one day, because we were having this colleague who was going through like a real like psychological mental breakdown. It was bad, like it was happening before our eyes. And she was like, yeah, I mean, do whatever you need to do for everybody, and I know Frau Aubrey prays, so will you pray for us? And I prayed. And I was like, that moment, I realized that, oh, me mentioning my faith is working. I know I'm not perfect. I know there are days I'll get in your face if you come on me sideways. But at the end of the day, I will still profess my faith wherever I am. And when you are interested in wanting to know more, and you come to me, I will tell you about my God, and I will show you what He says in His Word.
What if they don't come?
And I always used to ask myself, if somebody comes to me on the street, why would I run away and be shouting? Why am I shouting?
That's because you are African. You are open.
Me, I'll slap your face.
You're more open to strange relationships. These guys have very structured relationships. So any other person
Is
will
the
say that, what are you coming to do?
Is
Why
there-
are you talking to me?
is
Why
there
are you
running-
talking to me? So
Is the running away part and shouting that when they make that association, I feel like, why am I running away and shouting? You understand?
if that same person
So
comes to the
I-
hospital and they're in the hospital environment,
They
and you
shout.
and you walk towards the person and you're dressed in uniform, they are very open. Because now they know, like,
Until-
the mentality.
Wait, but until they want something and they can't get their way, then they start shouting. And sometimes I'm like, why are you shouting though? It doesn't make sense. Why are you
So
shouting?
it doesn't make sense to you. But to them, their structured relationships allow them.
Because it's like, oh, there's no reason to shout. Like, if there's a reason to shout, fine, let's shout. Let's all should be at each other's throat. But right
And again,
now,
remember,
why are you
if
shouting?
you're the one going to meet them, remember, you're not white. You have a different skin color.
I'm always very, I never was.
So they already have
very
prejudices. They have unconscious, even when they don't want to be racist, they already have unconscious prejudices that you can't help.
Well, there's a difference between prejudice and racism.
Oh, John.
Because
Racism is reacting to what?
black people can be prejudiced too. I've had my own share of prejudice.
racist.
Yes, and we have
Very racist. What don't be?
But like, the thing is, some people, I realize that thing. Like, someone does something to you, say something to you, and then you tell them that what you did is racist, and you go, I'm not racist. But you have racist tendencies or prejudices that are like racially biased. And sometimes you just have to like open the book in front of them or paint a picture for them to get it. And after some years here, I stopped painting pictures. I'm not Picasso.
You've become
I am not
Java.
Kandinsky. If you come at me sideways, just pray that day I'm in like at peace with myself and the Holy Spirit, because I will come to
Yeah, we're talking vegan. That's how we're talking.
That's what happens when you eat and you're just like talking. I realized this trend among black people in Germany. Something we know that don't say that to us, but we become like we're in an environment where sometimes you feel outnumbered, so you don't say anything, but we complain amongst each other.
I
You
don't
understand?
mind.
Me, I'll tell you, because I want you to realize that the fact that the other black person is not telling you doesn't mean you should be saying stuff like
Well,
that.
it doesn't have to, like, you don't have to do the black and white.
It's not
because
black
I'm
and
black,
white.
don't talk to me like that.
No, it's not about because I'm black. There are certain things, like, I remember one time I was talking to my Statin's Lighton, right? And she has this history of, she's just a very passionate person. So sometimes, like, she does stuff that rattles people. And for me, I can be like that too. If you are to my face, I can be in your face. But sometimes I ask myself, I really don't have the energy for it today. So if you're in my face, I'll just be looking at you like a brick of wall. I'm not moved. Basically, she was doing something, and I said to her that you act like you are alien. Like, I'm like, sometimes the things that she does, like, I'm like, you act like you're alien, like you have blue blood or something. And then you could literally hear everybody catch their breath, like, then, and she speaks, when she speaks, you might think she's Russian, but she's actually not Russian. She said she was born and raised in Russia, but they, during the war, her parents were
moving.
Yeah, they left their country and they were in Russia. So she has that thing. When I was in Russia, I wasn't treated like a Russian, I was treated like a foreigner. And I come back to my country and they treat me like a foreigner because I sound like a Russian. So anytime somebody says, "You Russian," she goes like, "I'm not a Russian, I'm a German." So she did this thing and I said that to her and she just looked at me. I mean, she wasn't upset, but she corrected me nicely. She said, "You know you don't say blue blood to white people, to Caucasians." And I was like, "Why?" She said, "Because blue bloods are the Hitler soldiers back in the day. That's how they call them." I did not know.
You see, you shouldn't have been fresh.
No, I wasn't being fresh. I did not know. I genuinely did not know. But she was doing something, and I talked to her when I have the energy. I just tell her how I'm feeling about the whole situation. So when she corrected me, I was like, she genuinely saw it, and I'm like, "I am sorry. Like, I would never associate you to something like that." But I genuinely did. To me, when I say blue blood, before I knew what that means in this culture, I just associated you to you just being weird and you having extreme ways of doing things that I would not necessarily do. Everybody's weird and quirky in their own way, but sometimes you just like, ugh. So I just said that, and when she corrected me, I remember I went back to her, I'm like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult you." She said, it's okay. I'm like, and since then, I never in my whole life, because I know that I cannot call them that. It's just like, but that's just me. When people are around me who know me, they know my name or they know where I came from before I came to Europe. And then they go like,
"Where you come from, my dear? You come from there."
And then they go like, yeah, that black girl or black people or Africans. And you know the word for black in German, it just sounds so off in my ear. Schwarze Leute. Oh, my tentacles just go like, and then
I'd watch if I was going to refer to myself, I'll tell them, "Ich bin Vera," like I'm colored. So because of that, you can't do that. I don't.
You know, and sometimes too, until you come, you are removed from an environment that you are not from, you are never really self-conscious. I was never conscious of my blackness.
My dear,
you are from a country, everybody's black.
Yeah,
you see
you're
white people, it's like, okay, you're the odd one out here. Now when you come here, you realize that, no, I'm the odd one out.
But I think somehow it kind of showed us how self-centered we were before you come here, because you cannot. Let me say it like this: when you experience an event in your life, the way you respond to it is always the way you have been responding to things before, or a mentality you've already grown in your head. So if you're already a self-centered person, if you're already been so me-conscious, by the time you come here, it will bash you like that.
No, I think sometimes
and that will be your first reaction.
Environment.
Bring back to no, it happened to me sincerely. It happened.
But
I had to now learn how to see people differently and understand that everybody is the same. We are human beings. You cannot just there's this mentality. There's this mentality in Africa, I think so in Nigeria basically, where because of you have this kind of job, you're necessarily lower, and this person's kind of job they're higher. But now that mentality has flown off the window. Like I come home, I greet the driver, I greet everybody, and my mom is like, "Why are you just being so nice?" I'm like, "You've not seen the life I have seen. You've not been where I've been. Where I've experienced being looked down upon just because of."
No, for me, it's not even about. I feel like
you're brown.
we human beings, we adapt to the environment and the things that we go through. It forms us, it shapes us. We don't stop growing. When I came to Germany, I was completely different. There were things that allowed Caucasians to say or do that now I'm learning that no, don't allow them to say or do that. But when I came, because I did not see myself as the odd one out. I just saw people. Yeah, because I see white people in Africa too, in Ghana too, so I'm not seeing seeing you necessarily as we are
Special
different in breed. Color, yes, but not like, I'm seeing you like a human being. So I was like easy flowing until I realized very subliminal, subtle disrespect and the things coming up. And I started speaking on it with other people
Then you will
who are
not,
black.
not learn from it and be more nice.
No, because when I was nice, when I was nice to you, you took that for granted. So now I'm going to be nice to you, but I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me just because you think like you're in my environment, you're in my space, so that should go. No.
So guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you loved it, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you very much for the info we shared today, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.